Tonight, 2 house guests will be nominated to leave. Here's how the process works. One by one, the house guests step into the red room and name 2 people they would like to see out. The 2 with the most votes are then put before the public, and that's where you come in. You will have the opportunity to decide who will stay and who will leave by calling in. Over the next week, we'll take your votes, and the results will be announced live next Thursday, and that house guest must then leave. Well, obviously, it is a big night for the house guests. They all know tonight they will find out who the first 2 nominees are. So let's just listen in and see how they're doing.
Which is easy screwing in to the, even the green wall.
You guys did a really good job.
That was a little bit tougher. Georgia to do that. But
Like plastic.
Chickens have popped out 8 eggs today, too.
Yeah.
Really?
Surprising, huh?
Somebody worked double time.
Maybe when they're shady, if we're going to get more.
What did we get? Look at colorful.
8. Somebody went double time.
Oh. Really impressed. What? How many do we have?
8?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, yeah. Somebody.
I didn't know chickens could lay more than 1 egg. If they're happy chickens.
They were all excited about getting shade that they accidentally popped out too.
That is good. Wait a minute. I know better than that because but I don't know. Maybe that's multiple chickens actually went. Because when we used to gather eggs as kids, there'd be 3 eggs sometimes under a nest. So.
All right, we'll check back with them in a moment.
I was going to roll a dice to pick numbers. Is that okay?
no.
You're killing me. Do you know how bad this sucks? It's like, okay, let me pick from my family, or let me pick from, I mean, it's really like picking from your friends. So it's not a good feeling at all. And there's no right answer. Like, there's nobody I could pick. There's not a single person in this house I could pick that I would want to pick at all. I nominate Will, I nominate Jordan.
I nominate Will. As much as I like him personally, I think he's probably the most disruptive overall and puts people ill at ease. And in that sense, I don't like that effect on the house. The second person I would nominate is Karen. She's very sweet. She's a wonderful person. As much as she puts a smile on her face, it seems to me, at least, that the stress of the house isn't actually very good for her. I mean, she's already upping her cigarette dosage each day. And I also think probably on the outside world, Karen has other things to deal with, too. And so it might not be a bad thing for her to get out of here.
I nominate Curtis. I think everybody here has a purpose. And I think his purpose from the beginning was everybody wanted to move in and feel comfortable, and he's a real lighthearted guy. He makes a lot of jokes and everything else. He's funny. And I think he has more of a purpose probably on the outside world. And then the second person I nominate is Brittany. I think she probably had a lot of feelings towards her parents, where she wanted her parents and her friends and family to see a different side of her that they probably normally don't see, because I think she's probably more reserved when she's at work or wherever, and here she could just be herself and let it out. But I think their 2 main purposes are completed, and they should get back to their daily lives. That's it.
I nominate Brittany. I really love her a lot, but if I had to choose somebody who I feel hasn't contributed enough to the way the house is being run and to the chores and that kind of thing, I probably would choose her. It's hard for me to say this because I really like her and I enjoy spending time with her, and I think that she's kind of a bright light in the house, but I also think in some ways it's detrimental for us. And I also nominate Eddie, who I also like a lot, and I think he's really adorable, but he sleeps too much, and he's not around when we need to have work done. So, unfortunately, those are the 2 people that I'm having to nominate. I think that people have just been so wonderful, and it's been a really nurturing environment, and that is going to change within the next 24 hours.
Despite the fact that we resolved the tension between us, like the outward tension between us, I'm nominating Eddie because I feel like I know the guy's got one leg and everything, but it doesn't change the fact that he has a bad attitude and he's just a conversational deadbeat. I nominate Karen because I feel like this experience is about more than just playing cards and doing chores. And I know that she's totally helpful and she's kind of a mother figure, but I don't really get anything out of knowing Karen. She makes me nervous. She's like, it just makes me nervous.
I nominate Will. We had a little argument earlier, and it's not because of that. I appreciate his upfrontness and bluntness, and I do believe I could learn from him. But kind of the reason I nominated him was because other people I didn't want to nominate, and just kind of who was left over. He was one of the people that was left over. I think the second person I'm going to nominate is Jordan. I want her in the house because I think she's got deep things inside to share, but it's in no way a reflection of not liking her at all. So those are my two people.
I nominate Brittany, and I also nominate Eddie. With Brittany, we're not compatible in terms of our conversation. There's a lot of friction there, and she also sleeps very late. And I believe not until recently she started to participate in the chores. I nominate Eddie because I don't feel as though I would benefit from him mentally. And he's a bit slack on chores as well. And he also sleeps very late and eats a lot of food.
I nominate William. William's an individual person. With far as working like a team type of an effort. He has a hard time with that. I nominate Jordan. Basically for the same reasons as I nominated Will. She has a hard time also working well with people. These first two were not that tough, no. But I'm going to tell you what, farther down the road, yeah, that's going to get even harder for me.
Okay, first person is Will because there's dissension, and I guess I can't handle that. You know, he's a controversial person, and I would just as soon eliminate that. I nominate Jordan, you know, for the same reasons. I think that it's not so much what she says, it's the looks that she gives, and I don't know, you know, I perceive them to be looks of judging someone, you know, and it's not like an open kind of, you know, interesting. It's more like, kind of like that, I guess.
First person I nominate is Jordan. Her and I have had our differences and we have resolved them, granted, but I feel that there's a tension between her and other members of the house. And when it comes down to this particular situation, tension is not wanted and harmony is. My second nomination is Mega, because again, the same reason. I understand he's just a brother trying to get by and do what he's got to do, but I again see tension that he's causing in the house. The last 24 hours, if based on the last 24 hours, I couldn't make these judgments, but during the past week I've been able to come to these conclusions. So that's where I am. I've decided I nominate Jordan and Mega.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Mega is William's nickname. Well, those last two made the outcome very clear. The nominees are William and Jordan. Now, what's interesting to note is that 4 people have no votes at all, and they are Cassandra, George, who didn't know my name, Jamie, and Josh. The house guests have spoken. 2 of them are now marked for banishment, William and Jordan. And now it's your turn. You can vote for one of those 2 house guests to be banished from the Big Brother compound. Just call 1-900-740-1000. Each call costs 99 cents, or in Canada, check the number listed on the bottom of your screen. Your vote will determine who leaves the house. And next Thursday, we'll have the results.